Hi, I'm going to take you through installing and configuring better WP security, which does an awful lot to lock down and protect your server, your WordPress install. So you just need to find better WP security, install it. Before you start doing this, you really do need to make sure you have a backup of both your files and your databases. Once you've installed it, you go off to the security tab. It will create a backup of your database, but you should have your own independent one as well. So allow this plugin to change the core files. That's yes. Right, now on the dashboard you're able to see the different things that it's concerned about. So things in red are things that need attention, things in blue are advisory, and things in orange are things that you could do with having a little bit of a look at, but they're fairly optional. The individual tabs along here allow you to jump to the right page if you know where you're going, but I'm going to go through clicking the click here to fix. So basically the first thing it's saying is I'm not using strong passwords, and I'm going to say everyone has to have strong passwords, but you can pick different levels and work up, so everyone from contributor above, etc. So I'm just going to save that away, and then I'm going to return to the dashboard and just work down it. Okay, so I've got green now. Your WordPress header is showing too much information to the users. Okay, so that's these header tweaks here. So we're going to get rid of the showing the version number. If you're using external programs other than WordPress to edit your blog entries, then you need to leave that blank, but I'm not. And I'm going to leave that one as it is because I need to do a bit more research on whether that one's needed or not. Okay, so we've got rid of that one. We should have a blue because we're still giving something away. Right, non-administrators can see updates. So again, let's just go to the right dashboard tweaks. So this is basically meaning that anyone who is any other user other than the admin users won't see the messages to the upgrades are available, which is a bit of a disclosure that the things need updating, and if somebody manages to log in as a normal user, it's one less bit of information they can see. Right, this is a really useful one. By default you have an admin user. This really needs renaming to something else, so that it makes it harder if somebody has partially got into your system to guess your to write database queries to try and find out your admin password. So I'm going to change it to admin234, and it says we've got rid of it. Now it probably will require us to log in again now because we have a different password, a different username. So make sure you know what the username is, otherwise you'll get locked out. Okay, so the next thing is, in the database the admin user always has is always number 1, which again makes it easy for people to guess it when they're writing queries to try and figure out or reset your admin password. So we're going to change that again. Great, so it's managed to change that. Now I don't think you need to log in again. Good. Okay, so going down again, you may have a database table that begins WP underscore, which again is just easy to guess and easy to use. So in my case it's different, so it's not giving me a chance to fix it. Not scheduling regular backups, so I'll use a different bit of software for that. Your admin screen is available 24/7. This is a nice little feature. You can basically mark, you can enable your admin to have an away time. You can do that over a period if you're on holiday, for example, or you can make it daily, which is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to say that this is the times that you want to be able to access your database from your admin from. So I'm going to say 7:30 to 10:30 at night, and save those away. What will happen if you're outside those times is that it will basically just show you when you try logging in. It'll basically take you back to a blank page all the time. Oh, sorry, back to your home page all the time. You won't even get a login box. One thing you need to check is that your time is correct. In my case it's not, it's an hour out, so you need to go to the time zone settings, and I think I've been locked out. This is what happens if you lock yourself out from in the away mode. So obviously I've put something in incorrectly there. Now there is a way around that, which I'm now going to show you. Okay, so I've logged into my control panel and I've gone to the database side of the system where you can query databases. This is not one for the faint-hearted. You need to know a little bit of what you're doing. If you do manage to lock yourself out, you need to find a handy programmer who can help you get back in again. Basically you go to the options table, do a search for names like Better WordPress Security. We should be able to find an option that's empty. Okay, let me try again. So let's try again. You need to put in a search against the option underscore name for BWPS%, and that finds you one entry here which has the away mode. We'll just change that to 0. Now if I go to the site, we can now log in again. Okay, let's return to that away mode and see what we did wrong. Select the time at which the back end will be disabled. Okay, let's try again. So the start time that you want it to be disabled, this is when you don't want to be able to get onto it. So let's say we stop at 11 PM and we start again at 7 in the morning. So this is where you need to read the instructions. Time which it should be disabled, the time it should be re-enabled. So that one I want to be 7 AM. So it's 11 at night. That should stop me working too late. Now that should have stopped. I should still be able to carry on now. So what we were doing before was we were trying to get that time right before we were interrupted. So we go here, you need to pick the right time zone. So in my case it's London. So there's London. Let's save that away. So if we go to security, away mode, okay, that's now got the correct time. Right, so let's go back to the dashboard. So even I'm not perfect. No regular backups, that's fine, that's going to be done with something else. Admin's not available, that's good. You're not blocking bad hosts. Basically this is a site that has compiled a list of people who are people trying to hack into systems. If you enable that list, it will block those ones out automatically. So come back to the dashboard. Okay, your login area is not protected from brute force attacks. Brute force attacks are basically where somebody tries to log in with a username and tries to guess a password. I'm going to use a different system to block out login attempts, so I'm going to leave that one as it is. So I'm going to leave that with a red line in it. Okay, your admin area is not hidden. I'm going to leave that as it is. Your htaccess file is not secure. We will use something else to fix that in a minute. Your installation is not actively blocking people from scanning your site. Let's have a look at that. Leave that one for another plugin to do. It's not actively looking for changed files. This one I do want to turn on. There is another plugin that will do it, but I'm going to use this one instead. Okay, we're given a warning there about file detection. If I do have any problems, I have a different plugin which does seem to work quite happily. Right, so I go to the dashboard. Okay, so I'm actively looking for changed files, so that's where things have been changed by a hacker. We'll be using another method for doing that as well. So basically, if they come in and add something extra to your main files, it will pick up on that fact and send you an email, unless they've disabled this bit of software. But we'll have a couple of different bits of software running, which means that there's more chance of you being able to get a message back to your to you. It's by no means foolproof, but it's a good start. Okay, I'm going to turn off editing. There you go. So that's basically stopping people being able to directly edit your themes or your plugins through WordPress, which is probably something you're never going to need to do. Okay, so you've got some writable files here. So htaccess and wp-config are quite important plugins. You may find that some plugins try and make changes to those, particularly things that deal with redirects. So you may find that you have problems by ticking that box. It's one you may have to, if you're dealing with anything that has redirections in, or is doing anything along those lines, you might need to turn that off before you install those plugins. Okay, users may be able to get version information. I'm going to leave that. You should rename your content. No, I'm not going to do that. Okay, so that's completed a good range of changes to the site, which should make it a lot more secure and a lot more difficult for somebody to find their way into your system through nefarious means.